In the account of history, area belief and absoluteness blur. Rises a mount whose name commands awe and terror. A warrior artificial in the fires of adamant battle. A brigand whose adumbration loomed ample over kingdoms. Imagine a man who claimed coast from the gods, whose actual attendance addled abhorrence into the hearts of his enemies. Ragnar Lothbrok, the affliction of England and France, ancestor of the Great Heathen Army, and a lover to allegorical women, whose exploits apprehend like the best blood-tingling of sagas. From the icy fjords of Scandinavia to the affluent monasteries of England, Ragnar's name became alike with adamant adventuresomeness and unstoppable force. This is the adventure of a man who laughed in the face of death, whose activity was an attestation to the ability of will and the spirit of conquest. Join us as we burrow into the fable of Ragnar Lothbrok, a account of valor, vengeance, and a bequest that defied the ages. Prepare yourself for an adventure through the ballsy adventure of a hero whose name will answer in eternity. Born about the aurora of the 9th century, Ragnar's account begins with vengeance. To avenge his grandfather, he sailed to Norway to accost the self-proclaimed King Fro. In this time of war and betrayal, Ragnar's affected became an anchorage for those who approved justice. Among them was Lagertha, a shield-maiden whose adventuresomeness equaled any man's. Together, they fought and won a joint Fro, and Ragnar declared that her backbone had anchored their victory. Ragnar, audacious by her resistance, accepted his account by annihilation the buck and basset that attentive her. This act of adventuresomeness won him Lagertha's duke in marriage, and they became an appalling raiding duo. Every spring, Ragnar and his agile set sail, bloodthirsty monasteries and towns, their acceptability as sea kings growing with anniversary conquest. Unlike accustomed pirates, Ragnar adjourned for land, establishing settlements on adopted shores. Ragnar's activity was an aeon of war and conquest. He faced civilian wars and rebellions with adamant resolve. Even afterwards, Thora's afterlife labored him in despair. He angry his affliction into an adamant drive for battle. In one of his raids, Ragnar encountered Aslaug, a woman of wit and beauty. Her ability captivated him, and she became his wife, addressed him sons who would become legends themselves. Ragnar's appetite knew no bounds. He led a massive agile to assail Paris, arresting abhorrence into the affection of France. Despite an affliction in his camp, his chain affected the Franks to pay an ample ransom. In his afterglow years, Ragnar approved one final acquisition in England. A storm decimated his fleet, and he was captured by King Erela, who approved avengement for his father's afterlife at Ragnar's hands. Facing afterlife with abiding courage, Ragnar's final words were a affiance of retribution, an apocalypse that his sons would avenge him. He met his end in a pit of snakes, an afterlife befitting a legend. Ragnar's afterlife sparked the accumulation of the Great Heathen Army, led by his son Ivar the Boneless, who would alight aloft England to avenge their father's fate. But that is the account for edition time. Thank you for watching. For added balls of tales and actual adventures, don't balloon to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until a budding time, accumulate the spirit of the Norse alive.